Hello everybody, Crabwar2 here, and welcome to a series that, I swear to God, I will actually finish. I'm serious this time. Okay, so welcome to Fate's Day Night. Now, I'm really excited for this game because I like the Fate series, never played the visual novel. I'm going to be playing the visual novel now. But the thing is, there is some naughty scenes, and by naughty scenes I mean are some full-blown, hard-core sex scenes, and I'm keeping them on, because here at Crabwar2, wait, what the fuck? Over on my channel, I don't believe in censorship, okay? Obviously, I'll have to censor it because YouTube laws, but I'm gonna read that shit. And we're all gonna get saucy and moist and whatever the term is now together. So, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Oh god. Let's make sure all my settings are okay. Yeah, they are. Okay. So, without further ado, let us begin. Now, I would play the actual prologue to this damn thing. But the thing is, oh my god, it'll take like 2, maybe 3 hours for me to get through. So I'm just gonna go with the game, and we're just gonna go through the 3 routes, each one being however long it is, however long I feel like recording. I don't know. Let's start this shit. Ugh. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. Best. Oh, what the fuck? There are weird things in my mouth today. Don't quote me on that. Okay, here we go. When I came to, I was in a burning field. That text speed is too damn slow. We're changing this to 20. Okay. I guess there was a big fire. It's a bit faster, but we'll see how it goes. The familiar town had turned into ashes, and it looked like the remains of a battlefield from a movie. But that didn't last long either. The fire had died down by the time the sun rose. The tall wall of flame had shortened, and most of the buildings had fallen. It felt strange being the only thing in that place that still had its original form. I was the only one still alive around here. I must have been really lucky, or my house was built in a very lucky spot. I don't know which it was, but the point is, I was the only one left alive. I felt that since I survived, I should live on. I started walking aimlessly, because I thought it would be dangerous just to stay there. I wasn't really concerned about getting burned up like the people lying around me. Probably because over and above not wanting to be like them, I had a stronger feeling in my mind. But still, I had no hope. It was already a wonder I was still alive, so I couldn't expect to be saved. I won't survive. Whatever happens, I won't be able to escape from this red world. It was such an absolute hell that even a small child could understand it. And I collapsed. And I fall. Was it because there was no air? Was it because no function was left in my body? Anyway, I collapsed and stared up at the clouded sky. Everything around me was burned up, and I could see many shriveled people. The dark clouds loomed overhead, telling me it would rain soon. That's good. The fire will be put out once it rains. In the end, I sighed deeply and looked up at the sky. I say to myself that it hurts. I say so on behalf of all the people who couldn't even say so. Oh yeah, Shiro's got some really dumb quotes. So, we gotta get ready for that. That was 10 years ago. After that, I was miraculously saved. My body survived, but I think all the other things about me burned up and were reduced to ashes. If you take away a child's parents, home, and all such things, there is nothing left for him. That's why there was only my body. I think it's a simple story. In other words, in order to let my body live, my heart died. I'm dreaming. Okay, so I'm probably, even if they're just gasps, I'm probably not going to read them, especially if it is a female voice, because I cannot do female voices. The thing is, the sex scenes, they are not fully voiced. So that means I'm going to have to voice those. So, I gotta get ready for that. I squint my eyes at the white light. So bright, I think. It was just light entering my eyes when I woke up, but I'm not used to it. I probably didn't even understand what the bright light meant. When my eyes focus, I'm surprised. I'm laying on an unfamiliar bed in an unfamiliar room. I'm surprised, but the room is so white and clean that I feel safe. I look around. The room is big and there are many beds. A person is in each bed and everyone seems to be hurt. But nothing feels ill in this room. Everyone who's hurt is someone who was saved. Line. I relax and let my eyes wander. Outside the window, the bright blue sky was unbelievably beautiful. After a few days, I finally understood. I could clearly remember what had happened. I could clearly remember what had happened in the past few days. Even so, I was no different from a newborn baby. Not just a metaphor, it was close to the truth. Anyway, it was a terrible fire. I had been saved from it, was in the hospital with my body wrapped in bandages, and my parents were gone. His parents are dead. He's the next Batman. I didn't get the situation, but I vaguely understood that I was alone. I think I understood quickly. Well, there was nothing but children in similar situations around me, so all I could do was absorb the fact. And after that, the man came, right when I was beginning to worry what would happen to me next. He came on the day my bandages were taken off and I was able to eat without help. Wrinkled coat and uncombed hair. The man, a bit younger than the doctor, felt more like a big brother than a father. That smexy voice. I wonder who it could belong to. A smile that seems to melt into the white sunlight. I think it was a suspicious voice, but a very kind voice. That man was saying he could adopt me. When I asked him if he was a relative of mine, he said that he was just a stranger. He said a man you've never seen. He looks like an unreliable guy with no future. Okay, then again, there are relatives that I have not seen out. Because, okay, I'm Mexican. So that means I got like 60 million people that are related to me. And that may seem racist, but it feels true. It feels so true. He looks like an unreliable guy with no future. I don't know if I read that. But it made no difference, as I knew nothing about either one, him or the orphanage. So I decided to go with him. The guy quickly started packing my stuff. His packing wasn't very good, even in the eyes of a child. Then, after making a big mess... Is that okay? He turns... He turns to me lightheartedly and says, yeah. That is a lie. He says in a serious, exaggerated tone. Okay, I wonder if this translation is, instead of saying mage, is going to say sorcerer. Because that would be the funniest shit ever. Come to think of it now, I was really a child back then. No shit, you were a child. I automatically believe those words. I guess I said so with bright eyes. Since that time, I became his child. Actually, I don't remember what I said back then. But my father would always talk to me about that day. He would remember and retell the story again and again. So for my father, Emiya Kirisugu, That might have been the happiest day of his life. So, I guess it was strange for my father to tell me that he was a sorcerer, but I was strange as well for admiring that. And thus, I became an adopted son, and my last name became Emiya. Emiya Shiro. When I said my name, I was really proud of having the same last name as Kiritsugu. Kirisugu. I'm dreaming. A story from my childhood. It was when I finally convinced my father to make me his student, so it must have been about 8 years ago. When I was old enough to stay home by myself, Kiritsugu started to leave the house on a regular basis. That would not make any sense. He would say in his normal tone that he would travel the world and actually act on those the words. I cannot read! That's how it was after that. It was normal for him to leave the house empty for a month, and he sometimes wanted to come back home for half a year. The Emiya house is a big Japanese-style house, and Kiritsugu and I were the only ones living there. I was perplexed in this house at times, as it was too big for a child. But still, I liked my life here. Emiya Kiritsugu would come home from his journeys and tell me lots of stories like a child. And the child who shared his last name would be at home waiting for those stories. I was always alone in the house, but that loneliness would all fade with his stories. With the stories he brought back. Okay, hold on. Oh, never mind. I can see them. Size. The father who was always chasing his dreams like a kid. His attitude was astounding, but he always seemed dazzling to me. That might be why I wanted to be like him someday. Well, on top of that, looking at my ever-dreaming father, I felt I should become reliable myself. 131. Fate, stay night. 1 day 1. Or is that I? Or is it 1 in Roman numerals? I don't know. I hear a sound. I hear a heavy, old, rusty sound as the door opens. Light enters the dark shed. Ew, that was gross! My mind, waking up, feels the cold air and the approaching footsteps. Ohio! I totally meant to do that. Sakura smiles and nods as if accustomed to the situation. Sorry, Sakura, but you can't be our waifu. This isn't the right route for that. Question mark? Sakura seems more upbeat than usual today, as if she's happy about something. Okay, can I, like, press spacebar? Yes! I answer her with a sleepy head. I don't know what I'm saying with my mind not fully awake. Sakura is giggling. Gah, I guess my head was still dozing and I said something weird. Oh, damn it, I skipped his sigh. It's probably worse following that, but oh well. The cold outdoor air helps in situations like this. The chill works well to beat the sleepiness out of my head. In front of me is Mata Sakura, my junior at school, not high school. This place is a shed behind my house, and the time is 6 o'clock. Technically, it is high school. I'm insane. Sakura says so in a happy tone. It's unusual. Sakura really seems to be in a good mood this morning. I'm dying.
先輩
なんだよ。他に何かあるのか。
いえそういうことではないんですけどその先輩
all,
家に戻る前に着替えた方がいいと思います
all of a sudden, he was naked right there, and first sex scene of the game initiates right here. If that was the case, then, future me would be very mad at the editing. Or I would be mad because future me would have to edit. I don't know. I don't edit. That said, I looked down at myself. I fell asleep while I was working, so I'm still wearing my overalls. Being my work clothes, they're pretty dirty. I can't imagine what Fujini would say to me if I went into the house like this.
まだ目が覚めてないみたいだ。なんか普段に増して抜けてるな、俺。
そうかもしれませんねですから朝食の支度は私に任せて先輩はもう少しゆっくりしていてください
そうだな。それじゃあ着替えてから行くから、さくらは先に戻っていてくれ。
はいお待ちしてますね先輩
Sakura leaves. Well, I have to change into my school uniform and clear up this mess. The shed is built on the edge of our yard, and just as it seems it's a warehouse we put all our junk in. Don't put your junk in a warehouse, it makes it feel unwanted. But for me, it's a place of treasures as I enjoyed messing with things since I was a kid. Father didn't allow me to go into the shed, but I always sneaked in here. As a result, it became my base. For me, Emiyashiro, I guess you can call this place my real room. The big Emiya household doesn't suit me, and I can only relax in this space full of junk.
そもそももったいないじゃないか。ガラクタって言ってもまだ使えるし。
Most of the things in here are appliances that can't be used anymore. Did I bring all the junk in here because I like the place, or did I come to like it here because of all the junk? Anyway, since I was always sneaking in here, it became my hobby to fix the broken things. It's not like I get attached to things. I think it just annoys me that not to use things that can still be used. And just like that, I was fixing up this stove all last night.
完成は明日か。途中で寝るなんて集中力が足りない証拠だ。
I shake off the feeling of disappointment in myself. You know, I may not be able to read sometimes, but at least I read better than Titi. Ooh, shots fired. What you gonna do? I gather up parts of the stove and put them on the shelf full of things waiting to be fixed. There are no spaces on the shelf full of things awaiting repair. An old VCR waits after the stove. I guess I'll ignore the fact that Fujine broke both of them. Why'd you break a VCR? I mean, I know this game was made in 2004, but now those things are dinosaurs. I mean, wait, are they dinosaurs? Or is Blockbuster an old... I think Blockbuster's kind of an older dinosaur at this point. I changed it to my uniform. This place is like my room, and it holds changes of clothes along with other things I need. It also has lots of blueprints and junk, singular, the result of failures from when I do my trade. Is junk's a word? I don't think it is. Oh well. There's also some kind of old design inscribed on the floor. It's like an altar or something. I know what that is. Clapping my hands in prayer to the shed, I head for the house. I emerge from the shed. The Emiya household is a Japanese-style house on the outskirts of town. My father wasn't much of a respected person in town, but he somehow still had this huge house. Where'd you get the money for it? He probably did his job, and he said it was, yeah. I know what he does. That on its own is a mystery, but it also seems he didn't have any relatives in Japan. That's why the house became mine and no one else's when my father died. Though, to be honest, I don't have that kind of management ability. Old man Fujimura, that'd probably be Mura, is in charge of complicated things like inheritance and property taxes. Old man Fujimura is the big landlord in this neighborhood. According to father, the old man's like a Yakuza boss. Of course, this is just prejudice. Does that mean he, like, if you don't pay your rent, does he send people to kick the shit out of you? Is that what he is? I don't even know anymore. He's not like a Yakuza boss. He is a Yakuza boss. Okay, so he does send people to kick your ass when you don't pay rent. Ellipses. Well, that's a problem in itself, but I prefer to ignore it. It's certainly true that he is energetic and scary, but he's actually not that bad a person. It really helps me, as he pays a lot when I tune up the motorcycle he likes to ride. So are you bribing him so he doesn't kick your... I don't know. Anyway, that's why I'm the only one living in this big house. It's been 5 years since Father died. The days have passed quickly. I think about how much I've grown in these 5 years. I've trained every day to be like Kirisugu, but it's not that easy in reality. It's natural because I had no talent to begin with. But what can be said about having no improvement at all in these 5 years? In 5 years. To sum up the present in one sentence, my goal is so far away that I'm not even at the starting line yet. Fuck your goal. Did I skip something? I feel like I would have skipped something. Okay, no I didn't. No, I guess it won't do any good to rush. For now I have to do what I can. Well then, right now I should... Oh, decision. Shall we go touch the future waifu from a different route, or should we finish our daily routine? Find out... Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Let's go get some waifu up in here. She won't be our waifu, but we can tease waifu, if that makes sense. Let's go tease waifu. That's right. I have to go and help Sakura. I'd feel bad, both for letting my Judo do all the work, and for Sakura coming here so early in the morning. But I'm too late. It seems breakfast has already been made. I can smell the elegant scent of breakfast befitting Sakura. Sakura has finished cooking and is opening the cupboards. I can see that all she has left to do is set the table.
面目ない。せめて食器の用意ぐらいはやるから、さくらは座っててくれ。
もう来ちゃったんですか、先輩。
もうじゃないぞ。6時10分って言ったら朝飯を食ってる時間じゃないか。完全に寝坊だよ。
You eat breakfast at 6? Ew, what kind of man are you?
そんなことはないと思いますよ。先輩は部活をしていないんですから、この時間は十分に早起きです。
部活は関係ない。それを言ったら朝練があるさくらがうちに来てくれるのも問題じゃないか。
いえ、私は好きでしていることですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
Is that a penis? I know it's not a penis. I'm talking about this. I can see it's 2 heat pads or whatever. But that doesn't look good though, if you ask me. Just if you ask me.
まあ、それは何度も聞いた。だから俺も部活に関係なく早起きしてるんだ。さくらが来てくれるなら、その時間には起きてないと失礼だろ。
For me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and sleeping in is making Sakura prepare breakfast on her own. Like today. Though this has only been a habit for a year and a half or so.
ともかく、さくらは休んでろよ。あとは並べるだけなんだから、それぐらい俺にやらせてくれ。
I stand next to Sakura and take out the dishes. Sakura is stubborn at times, and in situations like this, she won't rest unless she's forced to.
なら、私もお手伝いします。お皿には私が盛りますから、先輩はお茶碗を出してください。
いや、だから全部こっちでやるからいいってば。
いけません。先輩はお家の主人なんですから、朝くらいはドーンと構えていてください。
Oh, she's raising her voice at me.
ドーンと構えろって。さくら一人に働かせてのんびりしている主人なんて家主失格だぞ。いいから、さくらは今に言ってろって。
はい、ぜひ失格してください。これ、いつも美味しいご飯を食べさせてもらっているお返しなんです。だからできれば、先輩にはゆっくりしていてほしいです。
I'm sorry, I can't get over the please be a failure. I don't know why that got to me.
食費だったら折半なんだから、さくらが気にすることじゃない。 感謝なんて言ったら俺がしたいぐらいだ。
Damn it!
やっぱり
Look what I do!
先輩分かってなかったんですね。先輩のお家のご飯が美味しいのはそういうことじゃないんです。
You know, when you're playing visual novels, I'm making a rule that we have to wait at least 3 seconds before advancing the text. Otherwise, we're going to be skipping voice. And I don't want that. It lessens the experience and it makes me look like a douchebag. Fuck.
そういうことじゃないってどういうことだ？
いえ、なんでもありません。けど、
What
責
the
任取ってくださいね。私、先輩の家じゃないとご飯を美味しくいただけなくなっちゃったんですから。
I did not know this game would move them mid-conversation. Yeah, that's weird.
バカ、おかしなこと言うな。藤姉に聞かれたらどうするんだ。あの人には冗談なんて通じないんだから。
そうですね。藤村先生に聞かれたら大変です。
まったくだ。あんまりおかしなこと言うな。
はい、言いません。言いませんからお手伝いしていいですよね、先輩。
Ellipses. Sakura looks up at me naturally and calmly.
いいよ、好きにしろ。そんなにやりたきゃさくらに任せる。
はい、好きにします、私。
まったく、本当に最近言うこと聞かなくなったよな、さくら。
ですね。藤村先生に似てきたのかもしれません。
Speaking softly, Sakura reaches up for the cupboard. Her silky hair and smooth skin catch my eye. Silky. How can I put this? It's troubling. What? You eyeing that waifu material? She must be maturing as she seems really feminine these days. That's what happens. There's this thing that happens called puberty, and once that they start turning into women. It happens. Her casual movements and her figure are so beautiful that I instinctively look away. Fucking.
どうかしましたか？
He's a bitch.
いや、どうもしてない。どうもしてないから気にしないでくれ。
Question mark? Honestly, why am I feeling tense about my friend's sister? Okay, friend is not the term you are looking for. I know what he's done. I know what he does in Heaven's Feel. I haven't read this scene yet though. I haven't seen it. When we get there, guys, though, it's gonna be really awkward because I'm gonna have to read it. But so you can kind of guess what happens. After all, Sakura's not like that. She's a good underclassman and a junior I need to take care of. I just realized I spoiled that. Fuck. First of all, the relationship between me and Mato Sakura is that of a senpai and a junior. She's the sister of a close friend of mine, but since she's a grade below me, we aren't that close. Again, she's not a friend. It all changed a year and a half ago in this cooperative kind of relationship. Sakura came to cook when I was injured, and after that, I think we just ended up like this. I think we intended to do it until my injury healed, but some trivial thing came up and to make her stay with it. Anyway, Sakura's a good cook and perfect at cleaning and doing the laundry. I can't cook for shit. Comment below if you want me to make a Matthew's Cooking Disasters or Matthew Cooks, and I'll gladly show you why you do not let me cook. It's a big help to have her helping around here in the mornings, but it's a bit troubling. But it's been a bit troubling recently. The problem is not in Sakura, but me. Why, you eyeing your waifu? Eyeing the dildo long dick? Line. Frankly, Sakura is beautiful. God damn it, he's just staring at his waifu material, not even doing what he's supposed to be doing. You see? This is the problem with all men. We can't keep our eyes off the waifu. She's one of the best looking first years, and I'm sure there are lots of guys who want to date her. And on top of that, she's been growing in certain places recently, and some of her casual gestures start to catch my eye. I wonder where he's talking about. That's what I meant. That's what I mean by a small problem. Maybe I'm just feeling guilty about being attracted to my friend's sister. Usually I'm fine, but when I'm caught off guard just like now, I blush. Does this make me an unsuitable senpai? My god, Shiro, you need to embrace your... Okay, no, do not embrace your manly urges like that. That'll lead to a lot of illegal shit that you don't want happening and you don't want to be involved with. I didn't. I'm just gonna go. I hate my life. Breakfast is placed on the table. A perfect breakfast consisting of chicken salad, cooked salmon, spinach, radish, and carrot miso soup, and yam soup. Holy f- I wish I could have that. Saka and I bow and start our meal quietly. The sounds of our chopsticks echo. Will it constantly make noise if I just sit here? No. Oh! I am entertained by the most trivial things. Sakura isn't the talkative type, and I'm not versatile enough to talk while eating. Naturally, mealtimes are quiet. Usually it's louder, but today the loud person is not here. Never mind, she is here. She must have been watching spy movies last night as she's eyeing us while hiding behind a newspaper. Oh no, I remember what happens. Ellipses. Fujine ignores Sakura's question. She's acting weird, but Fujine always acts in suspicious ways during breakfast. Sakura must be used to it as she continues to eat with no particular care. Sakura prefers to make Western foods. She learned to cook Japanese food after she started coming here to help. Fujine and I prefer Japanese, so Sakura learned to make Japanese food for our breakfast. Now she's so good that she's almost surpassed me, her teacher. The salmon I can't believe I just read that as salmon. The salmon is especially good as it's cooked to perfection. This is why I don't like the English language. Her miso soup is tasty as she has shown some capacity, even for making yam soup by grinding yams. Actually, I think this is the first time she's made it. Fujine nods. Her newspaper trembles. Why do you need to know what food he puts sauce on? That is a bit creepy. At least to me. I don't know. I put the soy sauce into the white yam soup. After stirring, I put it on rice and take a bite. The stickiness of the yam and the taste of the soy sauce. Hey, I haven't had oyster sauce, but I've had oysters, and I will say they are pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. I almost throw it back up. Is that Taiga? Oh my god. Fujine throws her newspaper away. The female spy throws up her arms to show her happiness. What the fuck is this face? I don't even know. She seems like one of the worst teachers ever to exist. Like, ever.
それじゃあ先に行くわね。二人とも遅刻したら怒るわよ。
Spoiler alert, she's the one that's late. At least I'm pretty sure. And she runs off. There's something wrong with the world in which that thing is a teacher.
先輩。
すまない。せっかくの朝食だっていうのに、藤姉のやつ、ろくに味わいもしないで。
いえ、そういうのではなくて、昨日藤村先生に何かしたんですか？
Fuck! I didn't.
それがさ、昨日ついあだ名で呼んじまった。
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, cruel God. Why must you smite me? No, not smite, spite me.
それじゃあ仕方ありませんね。先輩、藤村先生に謝らなかったんでしょう。
面目ない。いつものことなんで忘れてた。
ダメですよ。藤村先生、先輩にあだ名を言われるのだけは嫌がるんですから。また泣かせちゃったんでしょう。
泣かした上にダットのごとく走り去らせた。おかげで昨日の英語は自習だった。
There's a fucking train outside. At least not as loud as it usually is. Probably will be though in a second. And I was awarded with a student honor written on a new note paper, but I threw it away.
もう、それじゃあ、今朝のは先輩が悪いです。
Fujine is like a big sister for Sakura, so she's basically on Fujine's side. That's good in its own way, but I wish you'd consider my situation where I have to deal with Fujine 24/7. Fujine was originally an acquaintance of Father's, and she's been coming to the house a lot since I was adopted. She started to show up even more after Father died, and she's now almost a dependent eating breakfast and dinner here. I don't know if a dependent is proper grammar, is it? If I wrote this, I would have put now she's almost dependent on me or something like that. No! Maybe she's why I was able to make it maybe she's why I was able to make it on my own even after my father died. Fujine, Sakura, and I are now the residents of the Emiya household. But I'm the only one who knows that my father was a magus. Magus. I'm just gonna say magus. It's said that the magi must hide their identities. At least it doesn't say he's a sorcerer anymore. Or actually, no, I'd prefer that. That's why I've been hiding the fact that I'm learning magic ever since I became my father's student. I say I'm learning, but I can't cast a single magic spell properly. With this kind of skill, it wouldn't make much of a difference whether I hide it or not, but because it's how my father wanted things, I've trained secretly since then. I finish breakfast and prepare for school. I clean the dishes with Sakura while listening to the news on TV. Sakura is staring at the TV screen. Oops, I forgot to say a line. Over the screen runs an exaggerated teletype, reading gas leak accidents continue. It seems there was a big accident in the neighboring town of Shinto. It happened in a building in the business district. It seems a whole floor of people ran out of oxygen and fell unconscious. That's not normal. They've called it a gas leak, but this kind of accident is happening often recently.
今のニュース気になるのか、さくら。
いえ、別に。ただ、事故がシントで起きているなら近いなって。先輩、シントの方でアルバイトしていますよね。
してるけど、別にそんな大きな店じゃないよ。今のニュースみたいな事故は起きないと思う。
But it's not a risk I can completely ignore. Gas leaks can happen in any building, and on top of that, it hurts to think hundreds of people are suffering. It's said that accidents are happening often because of the defective construction work during the rapid development of Shinto. Whether that's true or not, I certainly don't want any more victims.
そうな話だ。俺たちも気をつけないと。
あ、それならご心配なく先輩。ガスの元栓はいつも2回チェックしてますから安心です。
Sakura scares me just because she's a little obsessed with Shiro. A bit too much. Sakura boasts with pride.
いや、そういう話でなくて。
Yeah, I've thought so before, but Sakura's a bit off too. Is it skull time?
裏手の戸締まりはしました？
I take that as a yes.
したよ。缶抜きかけたけど問題あるか？
ありません。それじゃあ鍵かけますね。先輩、今日のお帰りは何時ですか？
少し遅くなると思う。さくらは？
私はいつも通りです。多分私の方が早いと思いますから、夕食の下準備は済ませておきますね。
うん、助かる。俺もできるだけ早く帰るよ。
We locked the gate. Sakura and Fujine also have keys to my house, and the rule is that the last person out locks up.
行こうか。急がないと朝練に間に合わない。
はい。それじゃあ少しだけ急ぎましょうか、先輩。
We walk down the town together. Walk down to that town together. I read that wrong 2 times. Passing the long wall and going downhill, we reach the residential district. My house is on the top of the hill, far away from the center of town. Going down the hill takes us to the residential district, and beyond that, we reach the crossroads at the center of this town. Bridge. From here, there are many roads. A big bridge leading to the neighboring city. A hill that... a hill road that leads to Ryudo Temple. I do not have good experience with Ryudo Temple. If you ask Brandon, you'll know that. The residential district on the other side of town. The shopping district Sakura and I always use. And the school we're heading to right now. We head for the school without stopping elsewhere. We don't talk much as we walk up the hill. Since it's still 7 o'clock, there aren't many others on the road. Other than us, all you can see are a few others heading to their morning practices.
それじゃあまたな。部活頑張れよ。
I've met with Sakura at the school gate like usual. Sakura's in the archery club, so we have to part here in the mornings. Ellipses. But today, Sakura doesn't go.
さくら、体の調子悪いのか？
そういうことじゃなくて、その先輩、たまには道場の方に寄っていきませんか？
いや、別に道場に用はないぞ。それに今日は一斉に頼まれてるから生徒会室に行かないとまずい。
Get rejected!
そうですよね。ごめんなさい。余計なことを
She was probably gonna confess to him too. I know how these Japanese anime schoolgirls act. Sakura bows.
それじゃあ失礼します。晩ご飯楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Sakura runs off like she's ashamed of something. Ellipses question mark? I wonder what that was all about. No.
いるぞ。今朝は少し遅かったな、エミヤ。
He must have been studying as Issei looks up from the paper he's reading.
一斉だけか。他の連中はどうしたんだ？この時間なら登校しててもおかしくないだろ
う。いや、あいにくとうちのメンバーはビジネスライフだね。働く時間帯はきっかり決まっていて、早出と残業はしたくないのだそうだ。
Don't you want to go in early to just get a little bit of extra time in, you know, to strategy for more monies?
それで生徒会長自らが雑用か。ここはここで大変そうだな。
何？好きでしている苦労だ。エミヤに同情してもらうのは筋が違う。
いや、一斉に同情なんてしてないぞ。
それはそれで無念だが、聞き流すとしよう。情が映っているということでは同じだからな。
Issei, who's organizing the papers he was reading, is the big boss of the student council room. He's the guy trying his best to reform the lax student council, and he's a friend of mine since first year. His full name is Ryudo Issei. Despite his old-fashioned name, he has elegant features, and he's really popular with the girls. He's also the student council president, so you'd think he'd like to take... Matthew, you gotta read. He's also the student council president, so you'd think he'd take to it like a duck to water, but...
やはり朝は舌がしびれるほどの熱湯が良い。
He's just sipping his tea like this, so he's not that firm. As you can see, Issa has a plain personality. He's easily misunderstood, but he doesn't involve himself in love affairs nor engage in normal student recreations. It's because he's the successor of Rito Temple up in the mountains. He's fine with that idea, so there's a good chance he'll shave his head when he graduates.
それで今日は何をするんだ？
ああ、まあともかく座って一服と言いたいのだが、時間がないな。移動がてら説明をするゆえ、いつもの道具を持ってついてきてくれ。率直に言うとな、うちの学校、金のバランスが極端なんだよ。
知ってる。運動系がひいきされてるもんで、他に予算がいかないんだろ？
結果文化系の部員は絶えず不遇の扱いでな。今年から文化系に予算が行くよう尽力しているのだが、予算の流れが不鮮明でうまく回っていない。おかげで未だ文化系の物質は不遇でな。特に冬のストーブ不足に関しては打開策がまるでない。
そうか。あ、マイナスドライバーくれ。一番大きいやつな。あと導線も。
導線？これか。すまん、よくわからん。間違っていたら叱ってくれ。
当たってるからいいよ。で、ストーブ不足がどうしたって？
Damn it! I hate Japanese people right now.
第二小学室と美術部の暖房器具が怪しいそうだ。新品購入願いの嘆願書が刻一刻と増えている。
けど予算にそんな余裕はないと。やっぱり劣化してるだけだな。中がいかれてなくて助かった。
治りそうか、エミヤ。
治るよ。こういう時古いやつは分かりやすくていい。配線系のショートだから新しいのに変えればとりあえず今年いっぱいは頑張ってくれる。
そうか、やるなエミヤ。お前が頼りになると極めて嬉しいぞ。
おかしな日本語使うね、一世。もう少しで済むからちょっと外に出ててくれ。
エミヤの邪魔はせん。
Issa leaves the room quietly. It seems she assumes that I'm going to do something delicate.
いや、デリケートといえばデリケートなんだけど。
Delicato. I placed my hand on the old electric heater. Usually, even if you're used to fixing things, it's hard to figure out what's wrong with it just by looking at it. So the fact that I figured it out means that what I'm doing is not ordinary. I block off my vision and look inside the heater with my sense of touch. In that moment, an image appears in my head.
電熱線が断線しかかってるのが2つと、電熱管はまだ持つな。電源コードの方は絶縁テープでなんとかなる。
Good, I can fix this with the tools I have with me. If the pipe are broken, it couldn't be fixed by an amateur. If that had been the case, I would have to strengthen it in a very unamateurish way, but in this case, just looking at it will suffice. That is the magic Emi Shido learned from Kiritsugu. From the sorcerer.
よし。
Did he say sorcerer? No, he said... No, he said sorcerer, right? I don't know. I take the cover off and start to work. I already know where it's broken, so the rest is easy.
これだけは得意なんだけどな、俺。
That's right, Emishira has no talent for magic. That's a lie. Though it doesn't make up for it, I think I'm quite skilled at visualizing structures like I did just now. In fact, when I first figured out a structure and reproduced it, my father looked surprised and said, "What a useless ability." I guess my strong point isn't a useful ability. According to my father, it's already a waste of effort to perceive the structure with my eyes. For a real magus, there's no need to understand every corner of a structure like I just did. They say that the bottle of a magus comes in reading the center, the core of things instantaneously, and changing it faster than anything else. That's why reading the structure is a wasted effort. And even if you understand the structure, all you can do is determine where magical energy could be more easily transmitted. So all in all, it turns out that my strong point is just in fixing things like this. I don't have to open them to look for damage. If I can quickly search for broken parts and have the skills to repair them, most things can be fixed. Though that's only the case for simple things that can be fixed with amateur knowledge.
よし、終わり。次に行くか。
Pack away the conducting wire that I used and go out into the hallway with a screwdriver and wrench in my hand.
いっせ、修理終わったぞ。
But in the hallway there's someone else apart from Issei, a girl. I'm a bit surprised. The person talking to Issei is Tosakarin from class 2A. She's a lady who lives in a big mansion on top of the hill, a perfect honor student. Good looking, smart, athletic, and faultless. Okay, faultless. I know her kind of lifestyle. How the hell is she an honor student? She's intelligent, well-mannered, and modest about her looks. People say she's the ideal woman. So it hardly needs to be said that guys in my school treat her like an idol. Though in Tosaka's case, she's so perfect that she's considered unreachable. It's commonly believed that only teachers and guys like Issei can even talk to her. Well, to be honest, I'm a guy too. No shit. I'm one of Tosakarin's admirers. Tosakarin. Ellipses. Tosaka looks at us as if she's in a bad mood. It seems to be true that she and Issei don't get along.
悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Wow. Issei is an amazing man talking like that and ignoring Tosaka.
そんなこと気にするな。で、次はどこだよ。あんまり時間ないぞ。
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
天寿全うしてたら直せないだろ。買い直した方が早いぞ。
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
そうか。なら試そう。
There's only about 30 minutes left until homeroom. I have to hurry if I'm going to fix it. I start for the AV room with Issei, but it's impolite to ignore her completely when we've met like this. I turn back to Tosaka, who's standing in a daze.
朝早いんだな、トサカ。
I make an honest comment, then follow Issei.
ギリギリ間に合ったか。すまんなエミヤ。また苦労をかけた。頼み事をした上に遅刻させては友人失格だ。
別に気にするな。俺が遅刻する分には大したことじゃないだろ。ま、一星が遅刻するのは問題だけど。
もっともだ。いや、間に合ってよかった。
I like the background noise. Issei heads to his seat, relieved. It's exactly 8 o'clock. The first homeroom bell has run, so Fujine should be here in about 5 minutes. I'm a bit out of breath since we ran here from the AV room. Taking a deep breath, I head to my seat.
朝から騒がしいねエミヤ。部活を辞めてから何をしてるかと思えば竜道の太鼓持ち。僕には関係ないけどさ、うちの評判を落とすようなことはしないでよね君。なんていうか節操ないからさ。
Fucking hate this asshole. Mato Shinji, a friend of mine from middle school, is standing in front of my seat. As you can tell from his last name, he's Sakura's brother, who is 1 year older than her.
よ、弓道部は落ち着いてるか、シンジ。
当然だろ。部外者に話してもしょうがないけど、目立ちたがり屋が一人減ったんで平和になったんだ。次の大会だっていいところまで行くさ。
そうか。三つ釣りも頑張ってるんだな。
はあ、何見当違いなこと言ってんの。弓道部が記録を伸ばしてるのは僕がいるからに決まってるじゃんか。エミはさ、とっくに部外者なんだから、知ったような口を叩くと恥をかくよ。
そうか、気をつけよう。もっとも弓道部に用はないから関わることはないけどな。
I'm gonna hate Shinji. I want to punch him in the face. I put my bag on the desk and pull out the chair.
何それ。僕の弓道部には興味がないってこと？
興味じゃなくて用だよ。部外者なんだからおいそれと道場に行くのは変だろう。けど何かあったら言ってくれ。手伝えることがあったら手伝う。弦張りとか弓の直し、シンジは苦手だったろ。
そう、サンキュー。何か雑用があったら声をかけるよ。ま、そんなことはないだろうけどさ。
ああ、それがいい。雑用を残しているようなやつは首相失格だからな。あんまり藤村先生を困らせるなよ。あの人怒ると本気で怖いぞ。
余計なお世話だ。ともかくお前はもう部外者なんだから道場に近づくなよ。
Shinji returns to his seat in his usual manner. He seems even more irritated. He seems me even more irritated than usual today.
ふざけたやつだ。自分からエミヤを追い出しておいて、よくもあんな口が聞ける。
なんだ伊勢、いたのか。
なんだとはなんだ。気を利かして聞き耳を立てていた友人に向かって、なんと冷淡な男だお前は。
なんで気を利かすのさ。俺一斉に心配されるようなことをしてないぞ。
たわけ、心配もするわ。エミヤはカッとなりやすいからな。真珠に殴りかかれば皆は喝采を送るが、女どもからは非難の嵐だ。友人をそんな微妙な立場に置くのはよろしくない。
Okay, I do not think Shiro loses his temper easy. Because first of all, he puts up with Shinji. That I would not even have the patience to deal with Shinji, because oh my god, he is so bad and annoying.
そっか。言われてみればそうだ。ありがとう伊勢。そんなことにはならないだろうけど、今の心配はありがたい。
わかればよろしい。だが意外だったぞ。エミヤは怒りやすいくせにマトウには寛大なんだな。
How would he lose his temper easy and tolerate Shinji? Though you can't do one of you can't say he does one thing and then oh fuck.
ああ、あれはシンジの味だからな。付き合いが長いと慣れてくる。
My question is, how do they even get friends? I mean, knowing Shiro, he would not hang out with him.
そんなものか。
そんなものです。ほら、納得したら席に戻れよ。そろそろ藤村先生がすっ飛んでくるぞ。
あの方は飛んでくるというより浮いてくるという感じだかな。
The homeroom bell rings. The homeroom teacher usually would come 5 minutes early, but our homeroom teacher isn't like that. For class 2C, homeroom starts 1 minute after the bell rings, right when we hear. And Fujine runs into the classroom. Wham! Fujine falls over with a terrible sound. The classroom is filled with silence in contrast to the clamor from seconds ago. A sudden change of atmosphere. Just as you expect from Fujine, her nickname of Human Jet Coaster isn't just for show. But that really was a bad hit. Fujine is still on the ground, having hit her head on the platform. You can't see her expression with her head facing the ground, so it gives you a bad mental image.
おい、前の席のやつ、先生起こしてやれよ。
やだよ。近づいた途端パクって食べられたら怖いもん。
ミミックじゃあるまいし、さすがに藤村でもそこまでやらねえだろ。
あんたね、そう言うなら自分で起こしてあげなさいよ。
うわ、俺パス。こういうの苦手。
私だって苦手よ。だいたいなんで女の子にやらせるわけ？男子やりなさいよね、男子。
The front row is getting noisy. As we're in the middle rows, we can't tell what sort of state Fujine is in. We can't tell, so we all stand up to look.
ちょっと先生動いてないぞ。気絶してんじゃないのか？
Someone asks. If so, the problem would be how to get her to the nurse's office. Everyone here is a warrior who's been with Fujine for the past year. They'd probably want to get out of the habit of talking to of taking their teacher to the nurse's office.
藤村先生、大丈夫ですか？
A brave female student calls out to her. Fujine doesn't even twitch. Since a warrior runs through the room.
まずいって今の転び方。こう頭から直角に教団に突っ込んだじゃないか。
Fuck.
いっそのこと野球部にスカウトするのはどうだろう。やめろよな、そういう脅しは。タイガーが顧問になった日には俺たち甲子園行っちまうぞ。
藤村先生、藤村先生。ダメ。なんか反応ないよ。
おい、お前目の前なんだから起こしてやれよ。やだよ俺。もし死んでたら殺されかね。
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
でも、だからってほっといたら後が怖いと思うし。
でも誰も近づきたくないと。仕方ねえな。こうなったらあれしかないか。
うん。あれだね。
せーの。
All our hearts become one. Well, not Shinji and I, because we're too scared.
せーの。
Even though everyone said it at the same time, it's only as loud as a whisper. The tiger part is especially quiet. But still, a twitch. The silent Fujine reacts.
動いた。効き目ありだぞみんな。
よし、続けろ。学校ロートンの刑じゃ。
Everyone must be stressed from the impending exams. Even though they shouldn't, they repeat Fujine's nickname while waving their arms.
起きろタイガー。朝だぞ。
先生、起きないとタイガーです。
負けるなタイガー。立ち上がれタイガー。よし起きろ先生。それでこそタイガーだぜ。
タイガー、タイガー、タイガー、タイガー、タイガー。
Is it? Okay, I thought it was never gonna end. What the fuck is even happening? A roar of lightning. She stands bravely as if the fall had done nothing at all.
みんな何してるの？ダメよ、ホームルーム中に席を立っちゃ。ほらほら、始めるから座りなさい。
Fujine stands before everyone in her usual manner. It seems all members from the moment she entered the classroom had fled her head.
おい、タイガー覚えてないみたいだぞ。ラッキー。朝からついてるな、俺たち。いや、ついてるっていうのかな、こういうの。
Everyone returns to their seats, chatting.
今誰か先生のことバカにしなかった？
え、してないっすよ。気のせいじゃないっすか。
そっか、ならよし。じゃあ今朝のホームルームを始めるから、みんなおとなしく聞くように。
Fujine starts homeroom slowly. She chats in between the announcements so we don't get through very fast.
そういうわけだから、みんなも下校時刻を守るように。門限は6時だから、部活の子たちも長居しちゃダメよ。
6時って言ったらすぐじゃんか。タイガ先生、それって運動系は免除されないの？
されません。それと後藤くん、先生のことは藤村先生って言わなくちゃダメなんだから。次にね。
Fuck, I keep skipping.
以後注意します。
Goto-kun sits down again, not showing any sense of listening to her. How stupid of him. Fujine gets mad when she says she will. It makes no difference that he's a student and she's a teacher. He doesn't realize that she'll just give him a final warning. That she just gave him a final warning.
それじゃあ今日のホームルームはここまで。みんな3次元目の英語で会おうね。
Fujine leaves, waving her hand. She's the teacher responsible for the class 2C. Fujimura. Let me try again. Fujimura Taiga. There we go. Her nickname is Tiger. You might doubt it, but it really is her nickname. People like calling her Soz. Matthew? We're almost there. Just read. People like calling her Soz since she has a name like Taiga, but Fujine hates her nickname. Herself hates her nickname. According to her, it's unfeminine. But she's that kind of person, so I think it's her fault that she has an unfeminine nickname.
授業を始める日直礼を
The teacher for the first period enters as Fujine exits. It's like this every morning as Fujine continues homeroom until the very last minute. Oh, no school simulator? And the class ends like every other day. There are many kinds of students, one that goes to clubs, ones that hurry home, and ones that stay in the classroom for no reason. It looks like it won't be in any of those categories.
すまない。ちょっといいかエミヤ。今朝の続きなんだが、今日は時間あるか。
いや、予定はあるといえばあるけど。
It's not like I'm just playing around. After all, the main reason I quit the archery club is because I wanted to prioritize work. It's already been 5 years since father died, and I decided to start working to pay my living expenses. If you work a lot, there are some jobs you just can't refuse. Today is an example. They're restocking inventory at work, so they asked me to come in. To come if I can, as any help is appreciated. But it's not certainly. We're almost there, Matthew. Just fucking read. But it's certainly not something I have to go to. They're probably just having some people come in because they want to party after work. There are two options. We go help out the student council, or we go to work. I don't know, guys. We'll find out next time on Let's Play Psn Id, the Fate route. Yeah, I'm ending here. That's why I said we were almost there. So, see you guys next time.
焼きとうもろこしいかがっすか。食べ方はこうやって。よし。